I welcome you all for my today's class. So today we are going to discuss on the Chikitsa of Bandhyatva in Ayurveda. So the Chikitsa of Bandhyatva can be classified into first the Chikitsa Siddhant or the Chikitsa Sutra, and next the Abhyantara Chikitsa and Bahya Chikitsa and the different medicines used. Okay, so coming to first the Siddhanta, Chikitsa Siddhanta or the Chikitsa Sutra. So the Chikitsa Sutra is given by different acharyas like Kashyapa, Bhela, Charaka, etc. So coming to the Kashyapa's quotation. This quotation is important. You can bahad this shloka. Sneha soedo vamana virechana आस्थापन अनुवासनैः क्रमशः उपचरेन् मधुरौषध सिद्धाभ्याम क्षीरघृतपुष्टं पुरुषं स्त्रियं तु तैलमांसम और माशम अभ्यमित्येके सात्मैरेवेति प्रजापति. This is given in Kashyap Samhita. So this quotation is important. And one more quotation is given by Bhela. The quotation is like this. Vamanam virechanam chaiva bastim masthapanam tatha tasma tatkaraye strinam prasiddhaha prasaram vanti tevaihi. And other quotations by Kashyapa is Agarma garbhakama yada dosham vishodhayet. Yada dosham vishodhayet is mentioned by Kashyapa again. Agnihi prajascha विरेचनम बीजम भवति कार्मुकम. दिस कोटेशन इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. विरेचनेन बीजम भवति कार्मुकम गर्भाशय सृजि विरेकः. तो दिस इज अगेन गिवन बाय कश्यप. एंड चरका हैज मेंशन जनयेत प्रजानां च प्रजां स्त्रीणां तथा नृणाम्. सो दीज कोटेशंस आर गिवन which comes under the Chikitsa Siddhant of Bandhyatva. So one by one we'll see. So first quotation as mentioned by Kashyapa is Sneha Soeda Vamana Virechana Asthapana Anuvasanaihi Krameshaha. That means the treatment of specific first of all what they have mentioned is first you have to treat the cause. So if they have mentioned different causes of Bandhyata, different karanas of Bandhyata is given. So first you have to treat the cause, identify the cause and treat it accordingly. Suppose a woman is suffering from any yoga, any yoni rogas, or if she is suffering from any injury to the uterus or prolapse, or the presence of any shukra doshas in the male partner, or any artava dosha, or if she is suffering from any yoni arshas which may leads to infertility, then all those diseases should be treated according to the treatment. So treatment of those specific causes responsible for infertility should be done accordingly. So if first your intention should be to identify the cause, and if she is suffering from any diseases which is leading to the Bandhyatva, or if he means if her male partner is suffering from any shukra doshas or any other diseases which are leading to infertility, then all those diseases should be treated properly. That means first you have to treat the karana, identify the karana and treat the karana. Okay, authors have mentioned unequivocally that the pregnancy occurs only in the healthy reproductive organs. Why this? Because they have especially mentioned that for the pregnancy Shuddha Artava, Shuddha Shonita, Shuddha Kshetra, Ambu, everything should be there. Then only the Jiva enters into the Garbha. So this is mentioned in the our Acharyas previously. So Shuddhata or the the healthy reproductive system of both the male and female should be present for the achievement of conception. So for this thing, if they are suffering from any diseases already which may leading to the infertility, then those diseases should be treated properly. This is the first siddhant. Second is forsaking other etiological factors such as abnormal diet, mode of life, coitus before or after Rudukala, psychological trouble, etc. So if any simple causes are there, then you can rectify by counseling to the patient that the coitus should be done during the Rutu. So they may not be knowing about the fertile period, etc. So you can say them about you can console and you can educate them about the fertile period, Rutukala, etc. And psychological trouble, if they are having any other tensions related, then you have to relieve their worry, you have to console them, because As per Charaka has mentioned that Saumanasyam Garbhadharanam. So for the dharana of Garbha, that is for the achievement of conception, Manasa should be happy. That means Saumanasyam, they should be psychologically happy. So you have to see all those factors which looks very small, and normal diet and mode of life, ahara vihara, which looks very small, but they have the capacity to vitiate the doshas, and the vitiated doshas can vitiate the dhatus, they can vitiate the shukra, they can vitiate the artava, they can even vitiate the ambu, they can vitiate the kshetra. So the doshas should be proper, dosha should be, dosha should not be there, dosha should be proper, and dhatu should function normally. So all those things are important, because shukra itself is considered as a one of the dhatu. So all these things are to be noted correctly by taking proper history and by consoling. The use of strength promoting and Brahmana articles to compensate the loss of Bala and Dhatu. So Dhatukshaya and Balakshaya may also lead to the Vandhyatva. That's why you have to give the strength promoting and the Brahmana type of articles to the patient, which is very important if they are suffering from Balakshaya and Dhatukshaya. So then afterwards, what they have mentioned is, after using oleation sudation, then comes the our specific special treatment, that is nothing but the shodhana karma. Yes, shodhana karma gives a very good result in cases of infertility or vandhyatva. So the methodically shodhana should be performed. So for the performance of shodhana, first of all, snehana swedana, purva karma should be done, snehana and swedana, followed by the pradhana karma. In the pradhana karma, you can go for vamana, virechana, asthapana, anuvasana, vastis in a consecutive order. Kramashah, they have, Kashyap has mentioned, no, sneha, sweda, vamana, virechana, asthapana, anuvasana hi kramashah upacharend. That means kramashah means that is a consecutive order. In a krama, you have to give all these things. Sneha, vamana, virechana. Sneha swedana first, that is the purva karmas. Then vamana, virechana, MS is purgation, asthapana, that is a cleansing enema, and anuvasana is a nutritive enema in the last, is a consecutive order. So shodhana, the importance of shodhana is mentioned by Kashyapa in cases of infertility, for the shuddhi, for the deha shuddhi, as well as for the kshetra shuddhi, you can say. Then after giving the shodhana karmas, they have mentioned specific thing for the male and for the female patient. They have mentioned that the male or the man should be given milk and ghrita medicated with the sweet drugs. So madhura siddha ghrita, madhura aushadhi siddha ghrita is mentioned. Madhura aushadhi siddha dugdha or the ghrita is mentioned for the male partner. And for the women, they have mentioned the taila masha, oil with masha, etc. Taila masha, taila plus masha for the women, is the opinion of few authors. Kashyapa says that after using cleansing measures, both should be prescribed the congenial diet. Yes, so after giving the shodhana to the both partners, male and female partner, you can advise them to take a pathya ahara. Patya ahara or the satmya ahara. He has used the word satmya. Satmai reveti prajapati. So after giving the shodhana, he has mentioned for the male partner, you can go for the madhurashadi siddha dugdha or madhurashadi siddha ghrita, and for the female, you can go for the taila and masha, and after that, both should be given satmya ahara, is the opinion of Kashyap Samhita. The use of enema in infertility due to the diseases of Vata is highly beneficial. If they are suffering from any Vata rogas, then Basti plays a very important role. Infertility gets cured by the use of purgation. Yes, Kashyapa has given importance to purgation. He says that Virechanena bijam bhavati karmukam garbhashaya sriji virekaha. So for any type of excretions from the garbha, the virechana is very important, and this quotation is important. Virechanena bijam bhavati karmukam. Bijam means here the ovum, okay, or the sperm, you can also say if you are giving in the female partner. For the bija means the bija, that is the ovum here, is very important. So that means for anovulatory cycles, you can go for the virechana. So virechanenam bijam bhavati karmukam. So for the bija, virechana is very important. And he has also mentioned different bastis which are very important. Kashyap again says, Alpa pushpam nashta pushpam. Here the quotation is like this: Alpa pushpam nashta bijam Karmanyam bijam aparitaha anuvasya iti. He has given the importance of anuvasana vasti. He says that the use of enema, or especially the enema in the infertility due to the diseases of vata, is highly beneficial. Infertility gets cured by the use of purgation. And then he mentions about the basti. Niruha basti is like an nectar to an infertile woman. Niruha basti is just like a nectar to an infertile woman. The woman having infertility due to the abnormality of either of the partner conceives after anuvasanavastha. He says anuvasanavastha is very important. As per Kashyapa, he says for alpa pushpa, nashta bija. See, three terms he has used: alpa pushpa, nashta pushpa, and nashta bija. Alpa pushpa means you can say the irregular cycles. Okay, nashta pushpa means totally absence of menstruation, that is amenorrhea, and nashta bija means anovulation. So there is a difference between all these terms. Bija paret anuvasyati. For all these conditions, anuvasanavasti plays a very important role. Kashyap further says that yoni prasadanam dhanyam vandhyam api putradam yasyam cha garbha sransante jatavana drudaha sutam sukumaryascha naryam subhaga nityamaithunam. And then further he says that to a woman having amenorrhea, that is the nashta pushpa, scanty menstruation, that is alpa pushpa, and non-ovulation, that is nashta bija, or useless ovulation, that is bija parita, means useless ovulation, that means ovum with minimum or absence of capacity of fertilization. Causes of infertility should be described. For them, the anuvasana basti can be prescribed. And by the use of vasti, the yoni becomes healthy. So he says that yoni prasadanam dhanyam api. So he gives the benefits of the vasti. He says that with the use of the vasti, the yoni becomes healthy. Even sterile women conceives. The vasti is beneficial to the women having the repeated abortions, short-lived, weak children, and who are delicate, who indulge daily in the coitus. So for them, vasti is very, very important because it controls the apana vayu. Then Yapana Basti, as they have mentioned the importance of Yapana Basti. Here the quotation goes like this. Again, this is not mentioned by this is mentioned by Charaka. He says that he has given the importance of Yapana Basti. He says that Ityete Vastayaha Snehascha Uktam Yapanam Sangnetam Narinam Aprajatanam Naranam Chapyam Padyatha Ubhayarthakara Drushtaha Snehavasti Niruhaya Yoho. So the importance of Yapana Basti is mentioned by Charaka. He says that Yapana Basti perform both the actions, that is the cleansing of Niruha and ovulation of Anuvasana. So both the functions are performed by the Yapana Basti, that is it does the Snehana as well as it does the Shodhana. So by the use of these, the infertile couple gets progeny, is mentioned by Charaka. Charaka has given the importance of Yapana Basti. He says Yapana Basti performs both the action of cleansing of Niruha and the Snehana of Anuvasana, and by the use of these, the infertile couples get pregnancy or progeny. So this is important. And next, lastly, they have given the use of the drugs prescribed for Pumsamana karma. So the drugs which are prescribed for Pumsamana karma can also be given in cases of Vandyatva. So this is about the general line of treatment or the Chikitsa Siddhant of the Vandyatva. Next, coming to the Vishishta Chikitsa, though all the drugs described for gynecological disorders, that is Yoni Vyapad or Artha Vyapad etc. conditions under the principles of treatment are to be used in infertility, yet here only those drugs or recipes which would be mentioned which are indicated for the achievement of conception by the infertile woman only. So you can also give the treatment mentioned for the Yoni Vyapad, Artha Vyapad etc. but here the specific treatment for the conception of the woman is mentioned here. So coming to the Vishishta Chikitsa can be divided into again two. One is the Bahya Yukta Aushadis and Abhyantara Yukta Aushadis. So coming to the Bahya Yukta Aushadis, here they have mentioned the Nasya and the Katibandha. Nasya, Katibandha, Abhyanga, Basti etc. is mentioned for the Bahya Chikitsa. So for the Bahya Chikitsa, first one they have mentioned about the Nasya. Okay, installation of Lakshmana pezzled with cow milk, that is the Lakshmana added with the Godugdha or Lakshmana Moola with Gogruta. Okay, here we can give the Nasya of Lakshmana added with Godugdha or Lakshmana Moola with Gogruta. Installation of Lakshmana puzzled with the cow milk results in the conception and delivery of an erudite child, an amulet of the root of next is about the Katibandha they have mentioned. You can even tie the Lakshmana Moola, as well as they have mentioned the root of Lankakara Lakshmana. Lankakara, the shape resembles like Lankakara Lakshmana. Is to be tied around the neck of the woman, and its installation after puzzling it with the Gogruta gives birth to an energetic son. That means here two things are mentioned. One is the Nasya with the Lakshmana added with the Godugdha or Lakshmana Moola with the Gogruta, and next they have mentioned the Bandha means the what you say, the root of the Lakshmana can also be tied on in the neck of a woman. So these are the Bahya Chikitsa. Next they have mentioned certain oils which can be used as if in the form of Nasya, in the form of Abhyanga, etc., and in the form of Basti, etc., like Narayan Taila they have mentioned, Shatapushpa Taila. Narayan Taila, Shatapushpa Taila. Shatapushpa can be used in the form of Nasya, Abhyanga and Basti. Then for Narayan Taila they have given the ingredients like Ashwagandha, Bala, Bilva, Patala, Brihati, Shivadamshta, Atibala, Nimba, Shonaka, Punarnava, Prasrini, Agnimantha. All this is to be taken in 10 palas, and it should be decocted with 1 drona of water, and when the 1/4 remains it should be strained. 1 adhaka oil of tila, then 1 adhaka juice of shatavari, 4 adhakas cow's milk should be mixed. And now in this mixture paste of kushta, ela, chandana, murva, vacha, shalaya is mentioned in place of murma and vacha. Mamsi, Saindhalavarna, Ashwagandha, vacha, Rasana, Shatapushpa, Indradaru, and Tagara, each 2 palas. And earlier mentioned decoction should be mixed and cooked over low fire. Thus oil prepared is called as a Narayan Taila, and this Narayan Taila can be used in the form of nasal pourings, Nasya, massage, Abhyanga and enema, and even also for the Pana. So with the use of this oil, infertile woman gets a son. As the Lord Narayana killed the Rakshasa, similarly use of this oil cures all the diseases of Vata. That's why it is named as a Narayana Taila. Next is about the Shatapushpa Taila. Shatapushpa Taila can be used in the form of Nasya, Abhyanga and Basti. Yes. Next is about the Lashuna Taila. Lashuna Taila can be used in the form of Basti. Use of Basti with the oil prepared with the Lashuna is beneficial, and the oil should be prepared with the process described for the preparation of Ghrita. By the use of this oil, the importance Kliba, Vandhya and Adivruddha, that means the very elderly women or the aged persons can also get Virya, Seman and the progeny. So here Lashuna Taila is mentioned. Next about the Shatapaka Taila. Shatapaka Taila, the infertile woman should be given Basti with Shatapaka Taila after cleansing body by the sequential use of the Snehana, Soidana, Vamana, Virechana, Basti, etc. Then afterwards you can be prescribed Shatapaka Taila. That method of preparation of Shatapaka is mentioned here. Go through it, and the uses is it's very useful to get a children, especially in cases of the infertile women. Next is about the Trivruta Sneha Basti. Trivur Sneha Basti, the infertile woman having undergone cleansing by the sequential use of purifying procedures should be given Basti. See, first of all, Panchakarma or Shodhana Karma should be done. Afterwards, they have mentioned in the last the use of Basti of Trivur Sneha or oleaginous substances made with the Ghrita, Taila and Vasa. Method of preparation of Trivur Sneha is also mentioned. First of all, the drugs of Bhadra Darvyadi group should be taken, added with Yava, Kola, Kulatha and the meat of group of 5 animals living in marshy land and water. And then afterwards the decoction should be mixed with the 1/4 quantity of kanji and milk. Along with that, equal quantity of Ghrita oil, fat and majja should be taken each and added with the Madhura and Kakolyadi group of drugs, and it is called as a Sneha, Trivru Sneha. So Trivru Sneha is also important. Then Bala Taila Basti, the infertile couple, especially the infertile woman having indulging after the cleansing measures should be given Basti with Bala Taila described under Muda Garbha. So this is mentioned that even for the Muda Garbha, Balataila Basti is mentioned, and for infertility also the Balataila Basti is mentioned. Next, Anya Basti Prayoga like Shatavari Adi Anuvasana Basti, Guduchi Adi Rasayana Basti, then Sahachara Adi Mustadi Apan Basti, Shatavari Adi Rasana Basti, Jivanti Adi Anuvasana Basti is also beneficial. So this is all about the Bahya Chikitsa Sutra or the Bahya Prayoga Aushadis. The next about the Abhyantara Prayoga Aushadis means the drugs which can be given for the oral usage. First in that the Churna, Kalka and Sorasas powder, paste and juices are given. Go through all those things. First important one I'll say, the after relief from the gynecological and the menstrual disorders due to pitta, reproductive organs becomes healthy. This medicine should be used. Oral use of the powder of chandana, ushira, manjishta, girikarnika and sugar churned with the milk results in achievement of conception. Then after relief from the menstrual disorders due to vata, here they have mentioned the doshas are menstrual disorders, that is the artava dosha. Is for vataja artava dushti, after relieving the pittaja artava dushti, what we should give? After relieving of the vataja artava dushti, what we should give? Like that they have mentioned. So after relieving of the doshas caused by vata, the powder of or the pestle shweta and girikarni, shweta girikarnika, white gunja and white punarnava should be used with the milk, and use of this recipe for 1 month results in the achievement of pregnancy. The next is about the after the relief of the doshas caused by pitta, the woman should be given the use of arka. Sorry, this is caused by kapha. The woman should be given the root of arka, shweta, girikarnika, added with the milk. And once the menstrual disorders due to kapha are cured, the woman should be given trifala, girikarnika, aragvada, vatsaka, payasya with milk makes the woman fertile. Use of baladya, chandanadya, drakshadya, Khandakadya, Punarnavadya powders is beneficial for the achievement of conception. Then the use of Lakshmana or the 8-leaf buds of vata with the milk. This is mentioned in Pumsavana. Yes, prescribed under Pumsavana is also beneficial for infertile women or to the women having repeated abortions or children with short life, is the opinion of Aruna Datta. By the use of Shatapushpa Kalpa, the infertile woman gets a son. The infertile woman using the portion prepared with the bala, sugar, ati bala, madhuka, vatashrunga and gaja keshari mixed with the honey, milk and ghruta delivers a son. The next, a woman having taken bath after menstruation, that is the rutusnata, on the 4th day of menstruation, if uses the milk medicated with a group of ashwagandha, that is ashwagandha sadita dugdha, in the morning hours, then definitely she conceives. So this is also important. Ashwagandha sadita dugdha with. The next is about Lakshmana Mula added with the dugdha. A woman having taken bath after the menstruation, that is again the Rutusnata ready. If uses the root of Lakshmana uprooted during the Pushya Nakshatra and pounded with the milk by a virgin, then positively they conceive. The use of root of Kuranta, flowers of Dhataki Pushpa, Vatashrunga, Nilotpala petals with the milk is sure to results in the pregnancy. The woman consuming beneficial diet and then taking Parshva Pippala with Jiraka, white Vishika, Punka delivers a male child. The use of Lakshmana petals with the milk in the form of Dinasya should delivers a child. Use of Lankakara Lakshmana petals with the Gogruta can also gives a child. The woman drinking the Tila taila, milk, fanita, curd and gruta churned with the hand and mixed with pippali delivers a nice son. The use of all the seeds of one matulunga pounded with the milk at the end of Rutu, that is after menstruation on the 4th day, results in the birth of a child. And then the use of the Jivaniya and Garbhastapana group of drugs is also beneficial. So next after this they have mentioned different gutikas or the tablets. So here Yogaraj Gugulu is mentioned. Yogaraj Gugulu or the tablets of Yogaraj Gugulu weighing 1 shana, if used properly, results in pregnancy to infertile women. The next Kwatha, Maharasanadi Kwatha is mentioned. Maharasanadi Kwatha is beneficial for infertility. The next Tailas, different Tailas are mentioned like Narayan Taila Kapan. Oral use of Narayan Taila results in the pregnancy to an infertile woman. The woman using Shatavari Taila, Narayan Taila, Shatavari Taila, Bala Taila, Shatapushpa Taila. These Tailas are mentioned. The woman using Shatavari Taila orally delivers a male child, delivers a child. You should not mention male and female. Just to hint, they have mentioned it. So the delivers a child is enough. The use of Bala Taila by a woman desirous to become pregnant is beneficial. The use of Shatapushpa is also beneficial in the form of Pana. Then Ghrutas, they have mentioned different Ghrutas like Lagu Falagruta, Falagruta, etc. Lahu Falagruta, the oral use of Lagu Falagruta, the woman conceives so many times. Then Falagruta they have mentioned. Falagruta, the oral use of this is very important for infertility in practical also, in practice also. The oral use of Ghruta during the menstruation results in achievement of pregnancy, and this also increases progeny. In Charangadhara Samhita, ingredients of this Falagruta are different than those of the in other classics. So they have given different ingredients like the how to prepare Falagruta. They have mentioned first of all the paste or the kalka of Trifala, Madhuka, Kushta, Nisha, both Nishas, Katurohini, Vidanga, Pipali, Musta, Vishala, Katfala, Vacha, Medodvaya, Kakoli Doya, Sariva Doya, Priyangu, Shatapushpa, Hingu, Rasana, Chandana, Rakta Chandana, Jati Pushpa, Tugak Shiri, Kamala, Sharkaraja, Moda, Danti. All this is to be taken in one kasha quantity. Then one prastha ghruta, cow's ghruta is to be added. Then one color of the body, 2 frasta milk is to be added of a same cow, and it is to be cooked over low fire of cow dung cakes. Thus prepared ghruta should be stored in the pot made up of clay or copper in any auspicious day during Pushya Nakshatra, and then the couple should start its use in the form of any auspicious day. By the use of this ghruta, and the man attains the capacity to perform coitus with the woman daily and gives birth to erudite son. Infertile woman also delivers a son. The woman having children of short life or one child sterility, that is Kaka Vandya, also gives birth to the intelligent sons having lifespan of 100 years and more. This Ghruta, named as Falagruta, as described by Muni Bharadwaj, though it is not mentioned yet, physician mix root of Lakshmana also in the Ghruta. So this is a method of preparation of Falagruta, which is very very important. But try to by heart and remember all the ingredients of Falagruta and its uses. Next is Next Ghruta is Kamadev Ghruta. Kamadev Ghruta also useful in the infertile woman, and its use of this Ghruta increases energy, clarifies complexion, it is cardiotonic, nourishing rasayana, and by the use of this Ghruta, couple become healthy, growth like a properly grown tree. This Ghruta named Kamadev Ghruta is highly beneficial. Next is about Paniya Kalyanaka Ghruta. Paniya Kalyanaka Ghruta is again useful in the certain diseases like fever, jara, emaciation, epilepsy, and it is also considered as Putrada. So this is also important. Next is about the Shita Kalyanaka Ghruta. Shita Kalyanaka Ghruta, daily use of this Ghruta is beneficial. Next Ghruta is Brahashatavari or Shatavari Ghruta. Use of this Ghruta in the dose of 1 karsha is Pumsavana, or gives birth to a good child. Then Kashmariyadi or Shatavariyadi Ghruta, Jivaniya Gana Sadhita Shira Sarpi, the Ghruta prepared with the butter extracted from milk or the treated with the decoction of the paste of Jivaniya group of drugs is also beneficial. So next Ghruta, lastly they have mentioned about the Lashuna Ghruta. So Lashuna Ghruta, how to prepare they have mentioned. 100 pala Lashuna should be decocted with the 5 dronas of water, and one drona is left. Then with the decoction, 1 adaka ghruta should be mixed and recooked, adding 1 adaka milk. Finally, basil, lashuna, 100 palas, powder and paste of available drugs out of Deepaniya, Jivaniya, Vrishya, and 1 karsha dashamula and ghruta prepared. This should be used with honey and sugar in the form of pana and ahara. With the use of this ghruta, important infertile and aged persons can also get the seminal ejaculate and gives birth to children, though it is prescribed for males only, yet it can be used for females. So Lashuna Ghruta is specifically mentioned for the male patients, but it can also be given in the female patients. So next about the Arishtas. Yes, in the Arishta, one important Arishta is there, that is the Dashamula Arishta, which is very very important. Go through the ingredients of the Dashamula Arishta is very very important. So this Dashamula Arishta is very important because it is Pushtikaraka, it is Garbhaprada, and it increases Tejo, Agni and Bala. So it is Tejo, Agni and Bala Pradhan. So coming to the method of preparation of this Dashamula Grutas, first of all, the roots or mula of both Parnis, Bhratidvaya, Gokantaka, Bilva, Agnimantha, Aralu, Pathala, Kashmiri, all these are the Dashamula. So first Dashamula is to be taken. Each constituents of Dashamula 5 in the quantity of 5 palas is to be taken. Then the roots of Chitraka, Pushkara each in the 25 pala, Lodhra and Guduchi each 20 palas, Dhatri 16 palas, Durlabha 12 palas, Khadira, Bijasara and Patya each 8 palas, Kushta Manjishta, Devadaru, Vidanga, Madhuka, Bharangi, Kapitta, Akshya, Punarnava, Chavya, Mamsi, Priyangu, Sariva, Krishna Jiraka, Trivruta, Renuka, Rasana, Pippali, Kramuka, Shati, Haridra, Shatapushpa, Padmaka, Nagakeshar, Musta, Indrayava, Shunti, Jivaka, Rushabaka, Meda, Mahameda, Kakoli, Ruddhi, Vruddhi, etc. to be taken in 2 palas should be powdered, decocted with the water in the 8 times to the quantity of all the drugs. That means total 139 prastha water is to be added. When 1/4 remains, it should be strained and stored in an earthen pot. Then 64 palas of draksha after removing the seeds should be decocted with the 4 times of water, and when the 3/4 remains, it should also be put in the same pot. Now in this honey, 32 palas honey, then jaggery 400 palas, and then dhataki pushpa 30 palas, powdered kankola jala, Chandana, Jatifala, Lavanga, Twak, Ela, Patra, Keshar and Pipali each in 2 paras quantity, and Kasturi Vanshana should be mixed. This pot should be buried in a pit. When it is properly fermented, the liquid should be cleaned by mixing with the fruits of Kataka. So this prepared arishta is called as the Dashamula arishta, which is considered as Pushtikaraka or nourishing to the emaciated person, and by the use of this infertile woman conceives and it increases Tejas, Shukra and Bala. So this is all about the Dashamula arishta. It is very very important to try to remember all the ingredients of it. The next is about Rasa. Khandakadya Loha is mentioned. Khandakadya Loha. The uses of Khandakadya Loha is it's very important in the infertility. Next about Paka, here they have mentioned the Puga Paka. Use of Puga Paka according to one's own digestive capacity is beneficial for the infertile women. So Puga Paka can be prescribed for the infertility. So next, in the last they have mentioned about the Pathya Pathya. So this completes the Bahya Abhyantara Chikitsa also. Next is about the Pathya Pathya, that is congenial and non-congenial articles. So Kashyapa has given a quotation: Garbhadanakaram mamsamante pushtikaram tata Garbhadanakaram shiram vandhyanam api yoshitam. So here the beneficial or pathyas, Lashuna is considered as beneficial. The woman using Lashuna never remains infertile. Then in the next line they have mentioned the use of this thing. Kashyapa has mentioned the use of Shira or the milk. He has mentioned Shira is beneficial. Use of this helps in the achievement of pregnancy. Garbhadhanakaram Shiram Vandhyam Namamapi Yushitam. See, this quotation is mentioned by Kashyapa. Garbhadanakaram Shiram Vandhyanamapi Yoshitam. So is beneficial, and then they have mentioned the use of mamsa. Mamsam reto bhirvardhanam the vandhyanam api narinam kumaranam tathaiva cha garbhadhanakaram mamsam ante pushtikaram tatha is again mentioned by Kashyapa. So she says that mamsa or the meat increases the shukra as well as artava. It gives nourishment and helps in getting pregnancy to the woman. So mamsa is also considered as pathya in cases of infertility. Shira is pathya, mamsa is pathya, lashuna is pathya. Okay. Now congenial and non-congenial articles for an infertile woman are being described here. So listen to this. Kachara, Surana, Amla, that is vegetable of Chuka, Kanji, and the articles producing burning sensation or Vidahi, and Tikshna articles, Panchandra sharp articles, things are contraindicated. So these are all considered as Apatya. Then the root of Bandhya Karkotaki, Langali, Katutumbi, Devadali, Bodhbrihati, Suryabali, and Bhiruk are considered as Pathya. Then next, wearing of, again Pathya they have mentioned, wearing of cloths and garlands left over by the woman having son, bath with the water left over or flowing during the bath being taken by the woman having son, and the coitus during Rutukala are considered as beneficials or Pathya. So this completes the Chikitsa of Pandya as per Ayurveda. Go through all the references and try to remember the quotations. Siddhant, few important shlokas you should remember and by heart it. Okay, thank you.